everyone. Welcome to Coast to Coast, round 21. Good to be back after a week off, a non-intentional one, but yeah, we'll get to that. I'm welcoming the first guest for today's podcast. It's the milkman, Jason Gillbee. How you going, first of all?
No, I'm going well. It's good to be back on in Oscar's seat at the moment. So
wow, it leads me to the point that, in all honesty, mate, it's hard to reflect on this properly, but the podcast is slipping dramatically. When it first started, you've got Will Schofield and Sam Butler, premiership stalwarts of the club, and then transition to up-and-coming leader, gun, talker, Oscar Allen.
To now.
And now have a look at it. It's just gone off a cliff. Yeah. So what's going to happen is we're going to talk a little bit of stuff about what's happening around the club, the weekend. Then we're going to have the two boys in here, a couple of first years in Loch, Rawlinson and Coen, Livingstone. What are you expecting from these two?
I don't know. They both probably started off a little bit quiet around the club, so it'll be good to see. But I feel like they're pretty close. Or as a first year, you always build a pretty good bond in the end. So I'd imagine they'll have a bit of dirt on each other, which should be good.
I want to address the elephant in the room to start with. And when you put these Instagram posts up saying, "Hey, ask Loch and Coen some questions," and a few are like, well, "Hang on, what about TB and Gov that you promised last week, which we haven't heard anything of?" One listener's texted me and going, "You've deleted the podcast thump." And they're right to accuse me of that because ordinarily it would be my tech blue that's cost everyone a listen.
Exactly.
But they're three pretty big dogs at the club. I want you to tell me how hard it would be to lock down these three for a time to do anything.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. They've got, and as an older guy, they probably get in, they'd get their weights done, and then they usually can go home a little bit earlier than the younger guys that have to stay around, do all the doom shift sort of thing. But yeah, I don't even know how you even put it out there to people that you had both of them on at the start. But you done well. But
you think I went too early on the post?
I don't know. It was just like, although you did think they were coming on, it was like you've nearly got to just have them like locked in. Like,
well, the worst thing is because they felt bad because they couldn't get their schedules aligned. They said, "Look, we'll do Monday." And that was all sweet until TB just knocked his head. Yeah. And TB's off limits. So it's instead of trying to rush a Gov with no TB, I want them together.
Yeah, they would be good together.
Yeah.
They're dynamic duo.
They have been on field, so let's see if it translates. All right, so we'll talk waffle when the boys get here. What's the one sentence you said when I asked how'd you played on the weekend?
Horrible. Did I say horrible? What did I even say? Pretty poor?
Wasn't a good adjective, no.
Nah. Yeah, I know. And I said that I'm excited to hopefully one day come into this podcast after playing a good game, but
you're running out of rounds. So
it's just when that'll be at the moment.
That's on you, mate. Let's talk a bit of Derby first, Milkman.
Yeah.
I want to touch on the fact that you've got Justin Longmuir and Jared Schofield taking each other on in the coach's box.
Yeah.
They were ex-teammates at Freo. Did you know that?
No.
So after Scully won a flag at Port, he came home, wanted to be close to the family. Dockers signed him up. So he's played for the Eagles and Dockers.
Really?
Yeah. And it's their 20-year reunion from 2004, the Port Adelaide flag.
Yeah.
That was the flag where Port have beat Brisbane to stop their run of 3.
Oh, yeah,
and Choco's done the...
Yeah, the tie pull, the choker hold thing. Yeah.
Jared Schofield came out post-game and said that the fire in the belly was reignited. And I wanted to put it on you. I know you're sort of half around the boys that are playing and sort of half in the team of senior level, but what do you think the injection of a new coach and a personality like Jared Schofield, do you think that was the main impetus in the change in putting the fire back in the belly? As they say?
Well, he comes across as he's pretty sort of a hard man. He drives good standards. And I'm not saying I never really had Simo. I'm not saying Simo didn't drive good standards, but he sort of really pushes the guys for that sort of thing. And he comes across as a hard man. And so I just think a new voice as well, that always probably ignites someone they want to try and impress, a new person, like impress through that sort of way. So I think, and then I suppose a derby as well, that helps, doesn't it? Because I suppose last weekend there was like not that sort of fire and he was still coaching. So I suppose the derby does help that a little bit. But I think the new voice and the man that he sort of is, I reckon it does help a fair bit with that.
Does it mean a bit of a clean slate down there for people that are trying to put their magnet on the board in terms of runs on the board, doesn't matter as much? The relationship they might have had with Simo is now out the window. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Well, I think it's just sort of, he probably does, well, it's not a different game plan or anything like that, but it's just like, I think he's a big believer in sort of just train, like if you train hard, you can sort of like put your way into the team through doing that sort of stuff. So there's the younger guys that are going to probably go out there, not train a lot harder, but like that sort of thing to push their case. And I suppose probably not a completely clean slate. You're still, obviously the guys with runs on the board are still going to be like front of mind, but I think it does help people a lot when you can go out there with that sort of freedom and just to impress and train hard to sort of work your way straight in.
How did you find Kingsley's intensity, and did he put as much value on training to put your name up the board?
Yeah, big time, which is probably, I don't know if that was the way they were coached when they were playing, them sort of guys, but he was a big sort of tough man as well, quite an intimidating guy
You reckon?
for someone like me, but yeah, he was the one, like he did drive that stuff, and it was from the get-go. It was like I'm coming in here, it's just like we're training and it was just like crashing into each other. You hate each other for like 2 hours, and like there's boys that are out there brawling and like on the track, and then it sort of comes in, and then they start when they got going, they were flying towards the end of the year. But he would show clips in like training meetings of guys probably not putting or not finishing a rep, things like that, and he's like, you got to get this better, things like that. So he was real strict on that, which is probably good because it does create a good standards and good environment, I reckon.
Scully told him to play on the edge, and they've done that in spades because I'm counting 14 players involved in melees.
Yeah, was it 14?
I think in the end it was.
Yeah.
It was over 30 grand worth of fines.
Yeah, I've seen that. And they all got brought down, didn't they, the fines?
It depends.
Something like that.
It depends if it's your first offence or not. So someone like Flying, I don't think it was his first offence. But I think I'd love to know where the cash is going. Like, have AFL House just upgraded their Christmas party?
Yeah, I don't know. What is it? Yeah.
Putt to the top floor of Crown.
Does it go back in or, yeah?
Who knows? Who knows? But either way, were you at the game or were you at home?
Yeah, I was. I managed to sneak my way into the players' box somehow. But
first time?
No, I'd been in there before. I don't know how I managed to slime my way in there, but
you're not allowed your phone in there, right? Or you are?
I was playing stick cricket.
We might have to delete that. I don't. Do other boys have their phones in there?
I think downstairs in the rooms you can't have your phone, but in the actual box, I'm pretty sure you're allowed your phone.
Okay.
I think, but maybe just check that out.
Did you make some runs on the cricket game, mate?
Sticky McSticks had a good career.
Okay.
No, but yeah.
So what were your thoughts, not only of all the fires that were just popping up all over the ground, but the fact that Harley was just so involved in the targeting and in the push and shove of the day? What were you feeling?
I was thinking, and I don't know why I feel this, because like we've just been, like we played a little bit of junior footy together and we lived together, but for some reason I was like really like proud of him, and then I was just thinking to myself like, snap, like what are you doing? Like why are you proud of him? Yeah. So it's like, but no, he's so good to watch.
Because he kept his temperament throughout it all?
To an extent. He's like, that's just him, isn't it? Like he goes out there and does that sort of thing. But for him to not be in that big all-in was pretty impressive, and probably credit to Yowie, because I don't know how you hold Harley back when he's ready to go like that, I think.
Maybe only Yowie could.
Yeah.
But we'll play this clip here of what Jared Schofield said. I believe it was on 360 regarding Harley and the fights that were breaking out.
Yeah, well, he's a 19-year-old young man still learning what AFL's all about. And because he's so combative, he's always going to push the fine line of playing on the edge. And I wouldn't want him to be any different. There's been some learnings about reacting, but I thought he was a lot better on the weekend. I suppose when other opposition players are coming at you, you want to stand your ground. When the opposition supporters are booing you, you're obviously doing something right. But I thought it was probably one of his best games of the year. 30-odd possessions, 10 clearances and 450 metres gain. He was inside and out, and he played on the edge. And I love that about him. We all love that about him.
Coens came out and said, I don't know if you saw the Cornsy comments or if they're getting discussed in the Harley household.
Yeah,
but
no, not yet.
He's come out and said he gets far too distracted on field, wasted energy, and his poor fitness has been touched on before. And then he's come out and said that he's got no good mentors to take him under his wing. And when you're at the club and you know that the relationship that he's got with Luke Shuey and how close they are, and that Elliot Yeo has been side by side with him in battle and off field, it was remarkable how off the mark that line seemed to be.
He's had a few, hasn't he? He had one earlier in the year as well on Harley. I can't remember, but it sort of backfired on.
It was fitness based, I think.
Was it? Yeah.
I think it was
to run out games.
He was cramping up.
Yeah, that was it. The cramping.
So if you want to get to Nick Dacos levels, you can't.
But that's you just can't compare them because I just think they're so different. But it works for him. He tries to intimidate. And he's happy to cop it back. He tries to intimidate people. So, and I think he does it. Like they there's teams that are worrying about him. Coaches are coming in like they're trying to put a tag to a 19-year-old, so it obviously works for him. He's one of them guys like that doesn't, and he might not naturally be that good of a runner or never be that fit like that sort of runner. But I think it works for him, and if he wants to fight, he seems to be able to keep going on with it because he has him in the first quarter and finishes with 30 or whatever he had, and then
he had career best numbers, 30 and 10 clearances.
Yeah.
Would you have given him not three votes, would you have given him the full West Coast Club Champ voting, or do you think TK is 32? He had 18 contested. He was very good.
Yeah.
Probably his best game of the year around the pill, and Yowie was just as commendable.
Yeah, I don't think you can give them all to... Jeez, I did think he was... Just the impact that he has. Like when you notice him when he gets the ball, things that he does, he sort of gets West Coast going a little bit.
Starts the chains,
He does, yeah. He's the one, like when they sort of need something, he'll clearance, get it out to someone, and then it sort of goes from there. But very impressive he was.
So what else did you notice, mate? I thought Harry Edwards probably had one of his best games on
He's
field.
been good. So he was back. He played a little bit with us in the waffle, and he was like,
he's a class above down
he
there.
He is, and he probably he's too good for the waffle. But sometimes it might hurt him. He goes to like mark everything because he nearly can, and but then he goes back to AFL and he just like competes. He just wants to beat his man. So he's been so impressive. He's just. I reckon Harry's that good. Like just strong, competes in the air. I reckon he's a star. I love playing with him at Waffle.
He got thrown in the deep end so hard last year. We were playing the Gold Coast, maybe on a Friday night again, or whenever that night game was, and he'd come off the most horrendous pre-season in terms of injuries. Not just dogging it around the track and going to Donut King. You looked at me like,
up on the track.
Can you say that, Thumper? No, he rolled his ankle sideways and had a broken digit, and because we were so cooked for numbers last year, he had to come in just no base really, and then play on Ben King, and Gold Coast midfield was just on, and you were watching Harry trying to compete, and you felt for him because he was getting his opportunity at the top level, but you could tell he wasn't where he wanted to be in terms of his prep coming in.
Yeah.
And now he's done some time and got himself into a good position, and when Gov goes out, he slots in and doesn't let you down in one-on-ones too often.
Yeah, and he was awesome in pre-season, like training with him out there, like him and Oscar had some like probably half and half throughout the whole pre-season, so until he broke that finger and then missed a few, but then done his time in the Waffle, and now it's pretty hard to take him out of the side, isn't it, at the moment?
A little bit. So Petch gets rubbed out for his high bump on Darcy. Hutchinson's was the more interesting
one. I know. Like what do you do when you're up in the air? You can't
Well, it was Angus Brayshaw reincarnate, so have they market corrected those type of calls off the back of the uproar?
Maybe.
Only they'll know. But the fact that who got absolutely stung through talking about the tribunal recently?
Tom Green, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Green.
Your mate Tom Green. So maybe we'll shelve those comments, even though we're a couple of nobodies. Can you take Jack Williams out of the team?
I don't know. I've been thinking about that a little. I was actually thinking about it today, but like he has been that, like he goes into the ruck and he'll compete in the ruck, but then he can go forward and he's that crafty, and I don't really know Jay Will that well, but I think he's been working at it a lot, I think, in the shed. So, yeah, I don't think he can at the moment. Young.
He had two moments on the weekend where he's taken a sticky mark from a 50-metre pass running directly at it, which is one of the hardest things, I reckon, to do in footy, is to come out and meet one that's travelling that far.
I'm not doing that,
No, I dream of that. I couldn't take it in my breadbasket. And then the other one was he gathered the ball in the forward pocket and feigned a handball with a split-second decision, had the confidence to keep it and recognise that handball would have got a teammate in trouble. And just that poise for, I wrote it down somewhere, I don't know, 20-odd games, maybe?
It would be,
Just showing that poise. And, you mentioned pitch hitting in the ruck was pretty mad.
Yeah.
What about the milestone boys? You got Snake at 100, TB at 150, albeit TB's night wouldn't have ended how he wanted if he's got a sore head from it all.
Yeah, which was pretty he done well.
How do you find the boys personally around the club?
Oh, they're awesome. I've had probably a little bit more to do with Jake just through probably the people I hang out with, and but yeah, he's awesome. He's that funny. I was actually lucky enough to go out for dinner with him the night before, and it wasn't just me and Jake. It's not that sort of bond. But
he told the missus to stay at home, and you were going along.
I'm going with Gilbee.
Yeah.
But so we went to Pizzacca for dinner, which was very nice. But And he had we all had a massive feed. I don't know how he was moving around so well.
Is this part of the carb loading?
Well, yeah, I think we kind of overdone it though. Like there was a lot of food. I ordered a palmy and pasta, or parma and pasta, however you say it. And
Palmy, you need to get it right.
Yeah.
Pretty smart, yeah.
Palmy. And then I ate my pasta and then sort of just took home my palmy in a little doggy bag, and it's still in the fridge. So.
Is this why you couldn't run out the game properly on Saturday then?
No, I ran it out properly. I couldn't get near it, but I ran the game out properly though.
Your GPS blew up.
Yeah.
Didn't get the agate.
No.
Okay.
But nah, he's awesome. And he's like good for the vibes around the place. He's the man.
Felt for Truey going down in the opening 10 seconds of the game. The stat was that he's never played 3 games in a row until that game for the club.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? The whole time?
Yeah. Never.
So unlike. There's some people that are just like that, but he's done a heap of work in the waffle, comes back to the waffle, competes every week, racks it up, and I don't know how some people do it, but they just find the ball and racks it up and then gets his go. So he's pretty unlucky. But he seems to be moving around all right out there. He was moving around today a little bit. He's in the gym.
Yeah, so what, massive whiplash? Is that what
I think so, yeah. Because he ended up avoiding concussion, I think.
He is moving around all right, and to avoid the concussion is massive at the moment. So is a test on the injury report to play.
Yeah.
I want to ask about whether Baz Williams just gets absolutely canned by his teammates for rocketing a falcon into Marrick's face from point blank range.
I actually remember seeing that. I haven't even asked Marrick about it, but that was like a massive falcon.
He's got a fair mark on his
Does he?
On his face. Yeah, it's
I
decent.
haven't even noticed it.
It could be dangerous if that's a wet night. It's good night, Irene.
Because the other day, Rhett's first training session back, so he hadn't spoiled the ball in a while, so he was sort of practicing spoils. He's obviously misread it and it's missed the hand, and it's come flung off the side and like straight into my nose, and then nose started bleeding, so I'm like running off with blood rule.
Got foobarred. Wow, is this in the game?
No, not in the game, out training.
Right.
But I felt tough at training to have blood.
Just running off looking like Die Hard on the walls.
But and geez, that hurts. And that was just spoil, skimmed the side of the hand and hit me in the melon. So it's to have it booted by Baz that close. I don't know how you just get up from that. I would be tearing up and running off, I reckon.
One of the worst ones I've seen is back in 2012 when Eric McKenzie was playing for us and he's gone in the NAB Cup to smother a ball. The YouTube audience can see this and I'll show you.
Yeah.
And it's just collected his face and knocked him out straight away.
And he's out cold, isn't he?
He's out before he hits the ground.
Yeah.
And I reckon after that, because it's near the AstroTurf, he was unconscious and then his face just drags along the Astro. So by the time he came to and recovered from his concussion, he's just got this big scab face.
Did he?
From the impact, because it wasn't just on grass. So, mate, footies to the face can be absolutely horrendous. The other thing I want to touch on before the boys get here is Friday Arvo before the game starts. It's our Next Gen Academy who are taking the field in a curtain raiser. So that's our 13s, 14s and 15s across all areas of the state.
Yep.
So this is, I've been told that our under 14 metros are real strong.
Yeah.
But this is a great opportunity for the country kids that have been training and sort of competing in their own little zones to now come down here and show us what they've got.
Yeah, it is because, and I sort of remember doing that sort of stuff at home, and it was like you used to your country deck, and then when you do get to go away and you do something like that, even though we might have went to somewhere like Bendigo to play, but we still thought that was like that incredible. So it's good for them to get the chance to come down and play on Optus as well. It's pretty impressive.
Absolutely. But you never know what fruits are going to come from this though, right?
Exactly.
So you've got the Goldfields, which is where Malachi Champion
who tore us apart on the
Yeah. So he's kicked 3 for
Subi
in his league debut against you boys.
Yeah.
And he's been training with us for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, he has the last few weeks.
How have you found him?
Yeah, he's good. Well, I haven't done that many sessions. He sort of comes in early in the week to sort of do the recovery ones. But he's a good fella.
His first day here was Simo's departure.
It was too, and he was called into the emergency players meeting, and he would have been sitting in there like a stunned chicken. Simo's not here anymore, so
it's a fair first day from Malachi. So he's from Goldfields. Other areas like the Pilbara, the Southwest, Great Southern, and then up north. But at the moment, as it stands, it's if Malachi, for instance, who will likely nominate for the draft, if he gets taken anywhere before pick 40, we can't get access to him. But these rules are being negotiated and worked out between clubs in the AFL right now. So what's his name? Was it Lance Collard who went last year at 27?
So if he had got to 40.
If he'd have got to 40, we would have been able to nab him.
Yeah.
And that's considered a first-round pick at the moment because I think of all the kids that got pushed back.
Yeah.
So now I think they're trying to negotiate with the AFL saying pick 40 is way too low. So it'll be interesting where this lands.
Yeah, rightly so, because the guys here, they put that much work into these players. They have them from under 13s, under 14s, and they train them the whole way along, give them all these opportunities, and then for them to get to 18 and be too good and they're like, no, you can't have them. Like, I reckon it should be changed.
It begs the question of why you're putting the work in.
Yeah, exactly, If they're going to be that good, then just let them go and do it themselves.
I wanted to ask you about the coaching selection panel, Gills. Real high-end stuff for the podcast. I know you're the man to tackle it. Why don't you tell me about what it is, mate, or do you need me to get the email up?
No, well, I actually read the email. You would be surprised. I looked at my...
Did you?
I plugged my computer in this morning and... Well, not this morning, the Savo, and read the email.
Yep. Very transparent from the club.
Yeah. I reckon I read it like not that long ago that I'd nearly be able to name the people on it.
Is that right? So the club are putting together a coaching selection panel and they've told members and fans this is who will be...
selecting the new coach.
Yeah, and screening and listening to their pitches, right?
Yeah.
So you got your head of footy, Gavin Bell.
Yeah.
I'll give you one.
Pikey.
Yeah, he might be there.
Jan Cooper.
That's it. The recent community legend AFLW icon. She's just joined the board.
Harry Taylor.
Yeah, he's done a bit, hasn't he?
He was a pretty good player.
A few flags. And another one who won a flag. Rowan Jones.
Oh, Row.
It's a bit before your time, I reckon.
Yeah.
So, mate, that's interesting, and we'll see what comes of that.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting if they continue to update members and fans about how the process is going, what they whittled it down to.
Yeah, do you reckon they're going to be like, so we've interviewed this person today?
I'm thinking episodes of The Bachelor. Like they'll have weekly
pros
updates.
and cons.
This is where they're ranked and seated at the current time. Nah, it's good from the club.
No, it is.
It's obviously a new direction
involved.
from Pikey to be a bit more transparent.
Absolutely.
But we're saying goodbye to a coach, mate, and Matthew Knights is no longer going to be with the club.
Which surprised me because he's just so good with everyone. Like he's helped us, me and Trey, for example, because to go and train with AFL, and he's always... You find him in the sauna every day, so that sauna will miss him. But
well, do we need it now that he's gone?
I think let him take the sauna with him.
He honestly pitches a 10 in there,
which is pretty impressive. But he's a great footy brain as well. So
when you listen to him talk, you're not shocked that he's had senior coaching experience.
Nah, not at all. He's because you probably don't really think it, seen him around. But if you listen to him about footy, like he is. Yeah, he's very switched on. So, I didn't really expect that one. So, it'd be sad to see Nida go.
Yeah, a good man. And going back home to be with family in Victoria.
Which is fair enough, I suppose.
But this is the time where all the assistant coaches are either being told or they're having to make their decisions of where they are going to be if out of contract.
Do we make a play?
It's always a really tough time for coaches around this period.
Yeah.
To get the tap on a shoulder if you're about to launch into a finals career would just be one of the hardest employment situations to deal with, I could imagine, of knowing you've got an expiry date and is this my last year in the caper at all? Real tough.
Isn't it?
So anyway.
It's a tough industry, I suppose, though, for all that sort of stuff.
And you want to speak about tough industries. So this is the last one I'm going to run through with you, all right?
Tough industries, here we go.
This is out of contract Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just hitting you with the big ones. I want to be on the back page of the West with you tomorrow, mate. So ultimately, we delisted 9 players at the end of last year, okay? 3 were retired, I believe. The 3 big kahunas.
Yeah, the big,
And 6 were delisted. And now we've got 12 that are on this list that do not currently have contracts as far as the general public or battlers like you and me are aware.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got Alex Witherden, who's been with us for 4 years.
Yeah.
He's a test with a hip injury this week, so hoping he gets through and plays.
Absolutely.
I'm going in alphabetical order of the first name. Andrew Gaff. So just 2 games. 2 games in 2024, 277 overall. He's 4th all-time in games played.
Yeah.
I know he's a couple of games off 300 AFL in total. How many years experience? How many years has he been with the club? Have a pump.
He'd be 15.
Close, yeah. 14. So regardless of whether this is Andrew's last year at the club or in AFL in general, I really hope he's sent off in a fitting nature.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been unbelievable for this club, and I don't think many would have seen it ending the way it has in terms of just playing so fewer games.
Yeah, which you don't like to see, but I suppose it's just the way that the the way it's played at the moment. But
Won't be the last time, Gills.
Nah, exactly right.
Kobe Burgill, he's only been on the list for a couple of years. He's just had another hamstring, which is devastating for Cobes. Out 2 to 3, but without a contract at the moment. Jai Cully, he's obviously used this year as his springboard back from the ACL. He looks a cut above when he goes back to Waffle as well.
He does, yeah.
How many times has he been tagged this year down at Waffle?
Twice, I reckon.
Yep.
Yeah. But he comes back and he's a big body, big and strong. So, yeah, he comes back and he plays well at Waffle. So, yeah, it's just, you don't know, do you?
No, Jermaine Jones is one, so he's been on the list for 5 years, plays multiple positions, bit of a Swiss Army knife, got skill, got pace.
He does, doesn't he, to burn.
Jordan Baker, just a couple of years. Is he all right from his ankle on the weekend?
I think so. I think he got one in the throat.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, you've gone the other end of the body, have I?
Yeah, I don't know where you put it. No, but maybe I don't know either. But I know that he got one in the, like, you know when you get one in the throat and you're like,
Did he go off for the rest of the game?
No, he come back on.
Ah.
But then he couldn't speak at the end of the game. So
They'd kill from you and me to get that injury every now and then.
I know.
All right.
Around this place.
Josh Rotham, another very loyal club servant, 8
Great
years,
man.
and one of the best men on the list easily. 72 games. Loch Rawlinson.
Yeah.
I'm guessing because that's a rookie year, I guess, just the 1 year.
The 1 year, which I was lucky enough to have and then get out of there.
And you can relate to all these situations,
I know, yeah,
right?
exactly. Like that's the thing. Like, and you don't even think of it like these. You might think of it every now and then, but like you also, for the younger guys, like you don't really think about it until it's like we sort of finished the season, then we had a few like events like Mad Monday, whatever it is, and then you're like rolling into your exit interviews, and then you're on your way in, and you're like, geez, am I in trouble here? So it's like you don't even really think about it because you don't want to think about it, I suppose. You want to just play footy. So
Is that the young person's attitude rather than
I think so.
Like a Josh Rotham who's been the 8 years service type scenario?
Then you probably start thinking, and I think that when you probably have other interests as well. Like you're lucky enough you would have found things along the way that you enjoy doing, things like that. But when you are young, I think being thrown out of the game, not thrown out of the game, but like when you moved out of the game pretty quickly, then you don't really get the chance to, I suppose, find other things that you enjoy or other things that you want to do in life. But that comes though eventually.
The list turnover is just so much bigger than what the general public believe. Luke Edwards, who's shown a bit, especially this year, 37 games in 4 years. Absolutely gutted that he's got another head knock. He was on this poddy.
We were here.
Yep.
I was right there.
Yeah. And his head was great.
Yeah.
And it's not this week.
You even asked him that question. Like,
I know, don't moz me. Don't say I was the moz. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so unlucky. And I suppose they are that hot on it at the moment. So it's like.
He was out on track today, though, which was pleasing.
It was good to see.
When I saw him, I fist pumped, as to Tom Barras running some laps. So handy. Tyler Brockman, 1 year. I'd be staggered if they didn't give Tyler another year, but again, I'm not down there.
You just don't own it, do you?
No, and then Zane True. So that's 12 names. And if you're going off of last year, only 3 of those names will survive the cull, and you'd maybe say 4 at best if they wanted to. But I'd imagine that West Coast might want some picks. They don't have their 3rd round pick going into this year's draft, but
righto.
That's just how absolutely brutal the caper is.
It is. It's a tough industry, but it's just, I suppose, they're all chasing the one thing, so just happens, doesn't it, the list turnover. But it is sad to see people go like that when you get so close to them or you make, because they are they're here every day, so they just become best mates with each other. So it is a bit hard to see one of your mates go like that, I reckon.
Very quickly on the injury list, we had Cal Jamison go in for season-ending injury, season-ending surgery with an ankle and a knee, so he's going the old 2 for 1.
The double whammy, yeah. I was talking to him the other day and it was like he'll be on crutches with knee brace for 3 weeks and then moon boot for 6 weeks or something. So, yeah, he'll be no good for a while, will he?
He's had a shocking run of it,
hasn't he?
Yeah, he's had a terrible run of it.
So unlucky.
Duggo looks like he's returning from his 2nd bout of concussion.
Yeah.
Govs maybe a fitness test away from coming back and rejoining. Luke Edwards will miss who knows how many games, but they'll be cautious with it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And Tommy Barras and stories of Sam Mitchell's secret meetings in the paper, links to the Bulldogs with Daniel Pratt, the past backline coach. Gilbs, I don't even want you to comment on that. We're going to bring the guests in. Let's do it.
Bring him in.
Welcome back. Coast to Coast still flying in here, Gilbs. I couldn't kick him out. He's stuck around. He wanted to have a chat to a couple of teammates. Boys, welcome to the first ever podcast. Surely you've been on. Loch, Coen, how we doing?
Not bad, Thumb. How are you?
Going great. Loch, did you find the place or what?
Yeah, only just. We're walking around the horse for a little bit, getting up here. So,
good. I'll tell Skel you're doing extras and clocking the K's up.
Always clocking the K's
Maddie.
You two have been desperate to come on this podcast. The first question is why? Why would you want to do it?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think I've had a few others speak for me. I reckon a few of the boys been pushing for me to get on just because they think it might be a bit of a laugh.
What makes you say that, Loch?
I don't know. Well,
Are you a bit of a quiet man, are you?
I'm more of a quiet, more reserved man. So even just in the sauna, I was brought it up, and Jakey Warden goes, "Far out, that's going to be a good listen." So that was great for the confidence before heading in here. But we're here now, so all good.
Sweet. What about you, Coen? You got any experience in listening to podcasts, doing interviews? How many interviews have you done since you've been an Eagle?
Not many. Yeah, not many. This is probably my first one. But yeah, mainly on here because of Jace. So
go on.
Nah, good vibes from him.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I see it as a good spot to like build your brand as the 200 or 300 listeners.
How's that going for you, Gilbs?
Not that one.
Do you think if you're single, you get a date out of it?
No.
Have you had people come up to you and say, "I love you on the potty, Gilbs"?
I have out there in the
real world. Oh, in the cafe. That's not the real world. No. All right, Loch. I reckon I was in the car driving with Dwayne Massey the moment he called you.
Oh yeah.
To say that you were going to be an Eagle and you were first selected in rookie draft. Do you remember that phone call and what you felt?
Yeah, I do remember that phone call. I was actually at one of my mates' places, just trying to forget about the morning a little bit, just be cruisy, and it was pretty unreal. Good to hear from Dwayne again, and
because he's your boy, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he was very supportive of me, being a big fan. So he's been good. Is
he a big sturt man? Is he?
Yeah, well, he was at the club. I think a little bit before I got there, but he had a fair bit to do with the club. Obviously, South Australian. So it's good.
I think he got off the phone and I was like, who was that, mate? And I don't know if he was kind of still protective, been like, I haven't put the pick in yet. But, stop listening to my calls. I'm like, it's you and me in a car, mate. Like, what are we doing? Yeah. He was like, Thumper, he's fast.
Yeah.
He can move.
Yeah, that was pretty unreal. Took a bit of the pressure off watching it. Made it a bit easier because obviously missing out on the national draft a couple of days before. I was feeling a bit of fire out, see what happens today. So, no, that was good.
What about the move from Adelaide? Like, did it faze you? How have you handled it?
I feel like Perth and Adelaide are pretty similar.
I say the same thing, man.
I reckon they're just there's not much different. It's been pretty smooth transition, but I love the heat. So the pre-season was my favourite time of year. So hot.
It's the first one to say that.
It was but it was you'd have a hard sesh, get off the track, head to the beach, go for a swim, have a bit of a tan, Loved it. Lifestyle was unreal. So, I found the transition easy. Moved in with the hosties as well. So,
where are they?
South Perth.
Yep.
So only 10 minutes from the club. Just down the road from Angelo Street. So I get a roll or two a week, I reckon.
You got it sorted.
Yeah. So
I reckon it's the same. I reckon it's like if you were just to go to South Australia or to Adelaide and you just want to go out and you go in the CBD blind, you're going to have a terrible time.
Yeah.
You need people to tell you where the spots are, like in Perth. If you just go down Metro City in Northbridge, you're like, oh, what am I doing here? What is this?
What would you say the spots are in Perth if someone had to ask you?
It's been a while, mate. It's been a while. Well, wouldn't Cot be similar to starts with G?
Glenelg.
Yes.
Yeah, Cot Glenelg, pretty similar. Cot's a way better beach though, I reckon.
Yeah, but you don't need that when you're on the squirt. You just go in there and drink and go home. But it's
exactly.
a terrible beach, Glenelg.
Yeah, not great.
Nah.
Felt
like I was going to step on syringes. All right, Coen, touch me. Don't touch me. Just touch on for me. The Cat B selection for the club, your whole journey around the Next Gen Academy and how that fell into place and how you're here.
Yeah, so it probably started off around 12. Mum signed me up for another, NGA thing that she always does, signing me up to random stuff. But yeah, it worked out well. Obviously did some training down here throughout the years. Probably got really close last year, coming in here a fair bit, meeting some of the boys, and I don't think we got to train, but I think I was in here maybe once a week.
Is that kind of doing what Malachi's doing at the moment?
Yeah, kind of that. Same stuff. But yeah, that worked out. Got the phone call from, who was it? I can't even remember now. Oh, my manager. At home, I'm getting selected on a NGA list after finding out, probably in the same boat as Loch, like missed the national draft, a bit devastated. But I got the call probably an hour or two before the rookie draft, and to hear that, I was over the moon, started crying a bit, but it was unreal.
I think you owe mum a fair bit for these random sign-ups. What about the Jack Clark medal season that you've had down for Perth? You've absolutely chopped it up, and then the wild injuries cost you a bit of momentum and seeing your best footy toward the back end. So tell us about what that was like in your stints in hospital.
Yeah, so I played out the game. Like I went out for a ruck contest and landed on my back, flat back.
Home and away season this is, leading into finals still?
Yeah. I reckon it was maybe second last or last game. So it was a pretty important game. We're versing Claremont too. They were in second place. So it was neck and neck. And landed on my back and didn't find out, but I obviously winded myself at the time. And then that night was feeling pretty under the weather. Like couldn't breathe. I was hunched over and all types of stuff. Kept burping all the time, which probably not too flash. But that night went to the hospital and found out I had a tear in my lung. I don't actually remember what it was called, but it was a big word, a bit too much for me. But I was in there for a while, had to stay overnight, wanted to go home, I was buggered. The missus was with me, so good on her for doing that. Stay until 4 o'clock.
You get some interesting people in those emergency hospitals.
Funny story actually, when I was in there, this guy come in, had a bucket sitting here and like blood pissing out of his throat kind of, and I was like, oh no, what am I doing in here? I'm just coming here for a footy checkup and this guy's in here pissing out blood. But it's very daunting going into a hospital. You're supposed to feel cleaner, but I always feel a bit dirtier.
Fair.
Yeah.
So that's cost you an outright win of the Jack Clark medal then, missing the final home and away game?
Yeah, I don't know. You could say it like that, but
probably would have polled in a game, wouldn't you?
Oh, I don't know.
Wait, so that's the Colts League medal, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you played in the granny. Did you come back and play?
No, I didn't. I had to. I missed the rest of the season.
Did you come close? Were you trying to push for some miracle recovery to get back?
I was trying. It was, I don't know, a bit life and death if I did play. Death. Not death. Death.
Was it? Probably not worth.
No, it was like the doctor said, like, it's touch and go. Like, probably wouldn't do it. I wanted to get out there, but it's probably majority his call. And I don't know, you can't really play on right mindset knowing you've got a big tear. Oh, not a big tear, but a little tear in your lung. It was a couple hard months there. Couldn't really do much. Couldn't even do handballs. So I was just existing at that point.
What'd you go down by?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. Maybe 20, 30 points. We come back a fair bit, but...
Yeah, probably a 60-point swing, so that's tough. That's cost you the granny. Loch, what were the feelings like? There was a question from Michaela Dimitrov. What? Michaela... I don't know. Michaela? She wants to know what your first thoughts were when you were told you're debuting, especially where it was. In Mount Black.
Oh, yeah.
Seems like a bit ago now.
Yeah, far out. It was a weird one because the boys were obviously over in Melbourne still because the gather round. So I'd played waffle the week before, was kind of just sitting outside at home, and Nida gave me a ring and just said, we want to fly you over to Melbourne, come train with us and possibly play on the weekend. So flew over by myself.
Were you thinking you were no chance to play, or did you seriously think you're in the frame?
I thought I was a chance just because Brocky had got concussed that week. So I was like, kind of similar position. So I thought maybe I could be playing. So trained with the boys in Melbourne, flew over to Adelaide, and then in the not in the lounge, where was it? We were just in a little breakout room.
Yeah, it was a crappy room off to the lounge.
And Simo's just like, Loch's going to play this week, and the boys got around me, so that was good. And it was always kind of like in the back of my mind when the season started, I was like, it'd be pretty cool to debut back home in round 4 in Adelaide. So for it to happen was like kind of pretty cool, bit of a manifestation, I guess. So
do you need us to describe that one for you?
Nah.
You're all over it?
Yeah. That's when you think of something and it happens.
Yeah, look at you go, eh?
All over it.
Growing up. So how many friends, locals, family?
Oh, heaps. I didn't want to like go overboard with the tickets, so I reckon I got like 25, 30 maybe. which is still a fair bit at the time, and then a few boys and
Jump the fence over there. Surely the fence isn't that high.
Yeah, no, they actually did a pretty good job of it, to be fair. Like, there was grandstands and didn't look anything like what I remembered it. So, but yeah, no, a lot of mates, a lot of family, a lot of friends. So, yeah, it's pretty unreal.
You had the opportunity to slot through the goal.
Yeah.
Can I ask? Can I just ask how nervous you were in that moment?
Mate, I'm surprised I even made contact with my foot, to be honest. Like, it was one of those ones, and I had Errol Gordon in my ear, and I'm like, far out. He was like my favourite player, and he's like now behind me, giving me a spray. Like, I was like, far out, what's going on? It all felt like a bit of simulation almost. Like, yeah, just get clean off the side of the boot. And it wasn't a tough shot either. So
nah, and it was probably Hunty's best pass in his career.
Mate,
so.
It just like I was turned around and it just fell in my lap. I was like, far out.
You reckon it was meant for you? JD was on a vicious lead coming behind.
I'll give Humpty the benefit of the doubt. He's a good kick. So I'll say he hit me.
Makes sense. What about what's going on down at Waffle level at the moment, Coen? I mean, you've had to play. You got 3 ruckmen floating around down there.
Yeah.
What's the mindset like, knowing you might not be able to get your best opportunity to showcase sort of what you can do off the back of, right now I'm playing deep forward for maybe longer than what I'd love to be doing around the ball. Ruck, how's it going splitting time with a heap of tall fellas right now?
Yeah, I think it's gone all right. It's for our development, so you can't really complain too much. But I think the ruck time's been pretty fair. Like, it is a hard mindset thing to go from main ruck to, getting. It was probably West Perth game. Like, I had a pretty good start, and went forward, and that was. I don't think I touched the ball that quarter, and then ran to the ruck. So, but there's some days where you're either on in the ruck or in the forward line. But I was lucky enough this weekend to play a full game forward and just to see what I can actually do.
Here we go. So a great prelude to the Subiaco rundown. Gilbs, you've been a bit quiet over there. Why don't you set the scene as to no W's, but a very spirited performance from the boys?
Yeah, it was. Well, I think we come in pretty confident. We had a pretty good side, as you'd be able to back me up there, boys. But it was like we come out, and it's just our starts that have probably been killing us like the whole year, and then I suppose the third quarters as well, which was what hurt us again. But with Flinny in the ruck and Co, and then Barney, like Flinny was on top early, but we just couldn't get it out. We couldn't clear the ball out of the middle, so didn't give the forwards good looks, and then it was probably just an effort-based thing. Like, I don't think we should have let that one slip, and it was probably just down to effort at the end of the day. There was times that they wanted it more, and they probably played the conditions a little bit better as well. It wasn't necessarily raining. It was a nice day, but the ground was horrendous. It was not nice to run around on. And then, I didn't.
Just dug up.
Yeah, it did. It was like slippery. Like, if the ball was a little bit off, you'd have to try to go back for it. You couldn't get any traction. Mm-hmm. So that's why I sort of went missing for 4 quarters. But it was a disappointing one, because that was one that we sort of felt like we probably should have won, but we didn't get over the line, which was unfortunate.
Coen, you a bit torn of having presumably a good young First Nations player that's been around the club, Malachi, come in, been like, league debut, and then he shreds us up and kicks multiple goals in our face.
Yeah, it was pretty tough watching it, but he's going to be a freak. He's already unreal. His speed and agility, like, it was probably a tackling drill that he joined in, and I think he got Baz or one of the big boys down, and like effortless, and I was like, okay. Got something here maybe.
I was trying to manifest. This is a bit of a weird one.
Oh, look at you double up.
I was trying to manifest, like, for some reason I had this feeling in my head that I was going to like run down Malachi on the wing, like this big chase down tackle.
Did you get near it?
Nowhere near it. And then like I seen how fast he was, and then I was just like, well, that's not going to happen. Like, but for some reason I was having this weird feeling that I was going to chase him down the wing, like big tackle, playing on him, like not let him kick a goal, even though I was nowhere near him, and didn't chase him.
Keep wishing, want it, think it, do it, whatever the book is.
26.4k an hour.
When I look back on some of the blokes that have had to do their time in the waffle, right, like back in a decade ago while at the club, TB had to play a lot of waffle.
In the twos as well.
Yeah, because you were stacked, man. You had Eric McKenzie, Mitch Brown, Will Schofield. It was just even Classy, was floating around probably, maybe back then. And he had to do his time, and now it's perplexing to think that TB had to spend so long there. Is there a player in the Waffle team right now that you're just going to look back and go, I can't believe that they had to spend a large stint in the Waffle?
Archer's going pretty well at the moment.
That was probably the one I was. Yeah.
Archer's going, and everyone's going pretty. You come so far from round one to the end of the season, but Archer's the last few weeks definitely has come in leaps and bounds. But
what sets him apart?
Just his
so athletic,
his size and agility.
Yeah, he's I think a lot of people don't probably realise how clean he is below his knees as well. For a bloke who's 204 centimetres, being able to bend down and pick up a groundie is like pretty hard, but he makes it a little easy. So it's probably one thing that sets him apart, I reckon.
Is he a heap taller than you, Coen, or not really?
Yeah, I think
a little bit. Yeah,
I think he might have grown a little bit, but
handy. You?
I think in pre-season I did. I think I was 199 and then measured me up and was 201.
Cracks the 2. What a moment.
Yeah. Don't know if it's true, but
great motivation if it's not though. I back her logic. What are you finding the difference? Like how much more intense is Waffle League to the Colts, to your Sandford, to your under-18s carnivals? How big a jump is it?
It's just more physical, I reckon. The main thing I've found, like being a forward, playing champs, like you're playing on halfbacks who are pretty happy to. Some of them are pretty happy to like go chase footy, get some handball receives and stuff like that. Be a bit more offensive, but some of the blokes are just like they will not leave you alone, bumper bar all day. Like you're trying to run back to go and get to the trap and just bumper barring you all day. It's probably the thing I found the toughest, and probably found it more like tough during the middle of the year, and kind of have been working out different ways to try and combat it. But that's probably the main thing.
There's no way to escape that, really, is there?
No, you've just
and it's so annoying.
It is frustrating. You just got to just be a bit smarter with how you're running and how you're using your energy, I think.
But it's a position that you're playing that has led to the death of many AFL footy players, right? The high half forward. You've played midfield, all your juniors, presumably around the pill, and then you get here and it's like, we've got to find you somewhere else to go because it's a bit stacked right now. How are you finding that transition?
No, I kind of like the challenge of it. I think depending on the day, it can be really good or it can be a bit dry. So, but there's a lot of little intricate things that I've learnt, especially from Cripsy and all those boys, about just little ways you can play that role and get involved a bit more. But it's kind of simplifying it for me, is just building my game on pressure, speed and work rate. It's like the 3 things that I try and go in with each week. Even if I touch the footy 10 times, if I'm, laying tackles and help siding and connecting in Team D, then that's like the main kind of thing I'm trying to bring. Oscar had a great moment. So he missed one of the handballs of his teammates going into goal on the weekend. And it was tough for him. And then I think he had 2 goal assist tackles. And it's like, if you can't get involved with touching the pill, there's still things you can do, which was 100%.
Pretty epic. Coen, your nephews of Chance Bateman, who's here at the club, like, how cool is that? Tell me you're a big Hawthorn turbo as a kid.
Yeah, I was, definitely. Probably until, obviously I was following Chance, but when Sam Mitchell left to come to West Coast, that was the motivation to switch to Eagles. So, but Chance played a massive role in my life. Like, I've admired him as a young one, and still now, like, someone I can look up to. He's 100 plus gamer from York, so a lot of work to do to get there, but I want to get there.
Loved watching the Dreads go at it with Chance Bateman, man. He was that good. He reckons your old man switched to Hawthorn, and then the moment that he stopped playing, he switched back to West Coast. So his heart was never really in the Hawthorn supportership.
I don't think anyone in the family's also.
All right. How's the first year's gelling? Last one before I get to the fans. Normally it's a good clique that don't leave each other's side. You kind of come through together. What are you guys getting up to? What are some of the weirder activities you're taking part in? What's going on?
Loch tries to play golf, but he's no good at it.
Yeah. I've been trying to get a few of the boys out on the golf course, but it's a lost cause. Trying to get Coen out on the golf course is useless.
They don't make clubs big enough.
Yeah.
And I've got the flex shafts at the moment with my big swing speed. I'm just slicing them.
Yeah, mate. It's like he's aiming at the other fairway and it's just hooping back. Still goes off into the rough. So, we get around. We hang out a fair bit, especially at the club. We're always kind of by each other's side and just, hanging out, talking smack. But there has been, you do get a bit of conflict when you spend a lot of time together. So there's always little spot fires here and there. mainly to do with Harvey. I reckon he gets involved in a lot of them.
Feisty.
Yeah, he's just very, very feisty. So
I think he's losing most fights physically of the all first years. So
yeah, but he's good with his he's very lippy, which is like he's good at that sort of stuff. So
yeah, we knew that. Yeah.
yeah. But no,
Were you doing these first year courses together constantly as well?
Yeah,
So
no, exactly.
extra time together.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, they're good. Just a bit of it's good for us just getting a bit more clarification on everything we're doing, whether it's footy based or life based. So just getting that extra little clarification from all the coaches and stuff is pretty good.
Figured out how to hold a knife and fork properly in the etiquette course, boys.
Yeah. No, that was awesome actually.
I've actually got my knife and fork the opposite way.
Are you cutting with the left hand?
Yeah.
Don't change now.
It's a weird one, but I'm not going to change. Me and Dad are the only ones that do it. I've taken after him, but yeah, I cop a bit of smack for it. But
So
Are you left-handed?
No, I'm right-handed.
It's very weird.
it's weird.
So I've got
Never
the fork.
ever
I've got
seen anyone do that.
I've got the fork for the grip, strong, right, and then cut. You don't need it. I
you
usually
can't.
just pull the meat off.
Does it make it hard to cut with your weak hand? Because it's
So
just
I've
so
kind of
light.
mastered it at this point.
Oh mate.
It's more like a jab and then pull with the strong hand.
It's a bit backwards. You need this etiquette course more than anyone else. Sounds it. A few fan question for you, boys. So, hey, why don't you ask one,
I'm
big
happy
fella?
to- yeah.
Yeah. You
I've
take
got
the
the
reins.
fan question sitting here, which is a big honour. But both of you, I suppose. If you have one teammate to have your back in a fight, who would it be, you reckon?
Probably Yoza or, jeez, I reckon Baz. After seeing
Yeah.
Baz on the weekend,
True. We had a bit of chat about that, the fights involved. Say someone in the waffle.
So hang on. So
definitely not you. I reckon Big Mercer.
Oh, true. Yeah. Yes.
When Sheed is playing, I'd say Sheeder.
Dom Sheed in a fight.
I reckon.
Dommy.
Yeah.
So Jack Darling's lubed up, ready to go. You're like, Jack, I don't need you, mate.
This conversation.
First thought that came to mind was JD. I'd back JD, and I reckon it'd be nice having him in my corner.
Okay.
I reckon he's losing too many fights, to be honest.
Millie McCarthy 2, Loch.
Yeah.
You know who this is?
Yeah, this is the Dal.
Okay.
Now.
Is it true you love golf more than your girlfriend?
Oh, I don't want to get into it. She's
Yeah, it's
gonna be a fight
I do spend a lot of time on the golf course, especially recently, and
It's very time consuming.
yeah, it is
unfortunately.
time consuming, especially when you're playing 18 holes, and then I don't really touch my phone the whole time. So get back on my phone after. We've got a couple of missed calls. She's like trying to talk to me, and obviously it's long distance. She just wants to chat, see what I'm up to, and it's slowly slipping more towards the golf side of things. But I'm sure once I get back home over the offie, that's when the real conflict's going to start, because it's going to be like, we'll be together, but I'll be wanting to go play golf, and it'll be like,
Cool. Yeah.
How do you go with that, Thumper?
Oh, you got to do the groundwork around it.
yeah. I think I've got a bit of work to do.
I think having your phone off for that 5 hours is clutch for you being in the zone.
Yeah, no.
But you lose some friends and some contacts
Yeah.
with those sacrifices. So
Yeah.
on the money. This is where we relay, mate. So I ask one, and then you go for the next one.
Oh, okay. Well, this one is for Thump. What happens to things such as the Stevie Simpson Cup now that Simo's gone? Or things like that?
It's a great question.
Yeah, have you even thought about
No, someone brought it up well late down the piece, maybe a fortnight after Simo left, and was like, what about Stevie Simpson? I thought, oh, yeah, true. We've been trying to look at retooling what that is.
Do you keep
for a
it in
while.
his honour?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I wanted the idea of like all the players would dress up as dogs, and then you'd all just like run over the sand. But I never thought that'd get up past the footy department. So we've shelved that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. What about any other kind of new initiative where all the players can get involved and do something competitive?
I don't know. I like the dogs. I like having the dogs involved. I think that's a good idea.
You've
but-
done one of them, mate. I've had
Yeah,
to do
but
8 of them.
It's elite. Like, it's, you know. everyone
But
brings
if I
a
could go
dog
down
and-
there with the dog and race it and then not think about it again, it'd be great. Yeah, it'd be mint.
Oh, I don't know, though.
Did you two bring? Do you have a hosting
Nah,
dog?
I brought the dietitian. I brought her Kelpie.
Did it come close?
Yeah, it did actually. It just didn't run straight. Just went a bit on an angle, which
a bit pissed,
didn't help. Yeah.
Didn't you bring some massive dog down?
I bring the Staffy. I didn't want to bring the Rottweiler because he's
Bit vicious.
I don't know how he go with the other dogs. He might be dragging a few collars home, but brought the Staffy. She was useless. Got a bit scared, which I was surprised of. But I partnered up with Jay Will, and I don't think she made it off the line. She was
Tough.
squatting the spot, I think.
I remember when Nathan Vardy had a whippet. It's the first ever whippet pet dog I've seen. So everyone just went, this is going to like win every Stevie Simpson, but it was so petrified of life. Seeing 30 dogs in a line, it was like, I don't want any part of that. So it doesn't always correlate. All right. What about from, why have I got the tough names? Sashira Mentrain, wasn't that hard in the end? What are your best training tips that you'd give out to help people play good games? There's a couple of young folks that listen to the potty and want tips and tricks. I coach like under nines. Like any tips that you'd give?
Training tips for games or?
Training tips to help you prepare for games. So the best training tips you'd give out. You doing ERMs this year, you boys?
No, we didn't. I didn't really get asked. I didn't really hear much about it.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, next year I'd like to.
So what would you advice you giving out?
I think what everyone's been told over their careers is train the way you want to play. Pretty basic, but
I was going to say, do you probably use that one for the under nines, do you?
Yeah.
It's so basic. I wouldn't even use it. No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Just train with the intensity that you do out there, right?
Yeah.
What I reckon, like training, come in with like 2-3 like clear focuses for training that are going to translate into your game. Just simplifies everything, and then you can kind of just go into the game playing off instinct, I reckon.
Pro. Harry Batman Barnett.
Oh, here we go.
Who do you think is best dressed at the club? And he reckons Thumper is doing most of the talking here.
See,
Who's best
Who do you
dressed?
reckon would be best?
I think it was asked to you. And the worst thing is that he's written Coen, Coen. And I've seen the question and gone, what a dickhead. He doesn't even know how to spell his name right. And I've looked it up and I'm like, I've looked at it. Because I've even texted, because I put the H in there.
I was gonna pull you up on it, but I was like, nah, I better let it go. Everyone gets it wrong.
Mate, I've looked at the text and I was honestly going to pot him. I'm like, no, it was me that's cooking. So he's asked to you, does he think you're an astute observer of fashion?
Mate, he's been asking me all morning, yesterday, to say he's best dressed, but I'm going to have to decline. He's probably got the worst. He rolls out of bed and I reckon chucks whatever he's on the floor. But I don't mind Coley. I reckon he's got a bit. TB, I reckon TB or Coley. I might too.
Jack Willow, Loch. Simo wants to see you, mate.
It's just a gag. It's just,
Come on, mate.
there was this ongoing gag about, I don't know when it started, probably like a month ago. And like the boys would just come in and just say, Simo wants to see you. And like thinking, trying to get me to go out. And it almost got me a few times because one time I remember Barney was in the gym and he goes to Ozzy, he's like, can you just go tell Loch that Simo wants to see him? And Ozzy come up to me full serious. It's like, mate, do you know how we went over that stoppage stuff, like the Ford 50 stoppage stuff today? Simo just wants to see you. Just clarify it. And I was like, no worries. He's like, he's just in the hallway. And I started walking and I heard him laughing and I was like, far out. Can't believe this has made it that far. And now like all the boys are saying it, like still to this day, like Simo wants to see you.
Did you ever actually go up to Simo and he'd be like, I don't need to see you, mate?
Nah, I didn't get to that stage. It would have been a bit embarrassing if I went up to Simo and said, do you need me? And he was like, nah. So, luckily.
Oh, that is good. Coen, what happened that week you had a black eye? How did you get that?
I got it from a knee to the head in the Subi game. First 3 minutes, I reckon.
Wait, no, yeah.
No, not the
other one. Yeah,
first one.
Yeah.
I don't know how a big boy gets a black eye on the floor, but somehow I got that. And is it a hematoma?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Big
Blood related, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's what they said. But it took a while to go away. It was probably a month there. Bit of green. It was black for a couple of days, but it wasn't too sore, which I was pretty happy with. But
Any concealer to go with it?
no, I think I just wore it out. Made myself look a bit tough.
Yeah, you were liking it, all right? You was rough.
I just kept punching it.
All right, mate, that was from Flexi Lani. So you got to give them the props when they
I'm saying
actually
that's
write
Laney.
it. Yeah, all right, I'll pay that. Zach Gorder, 6. Final question. What's the hardest part about playing AFL? Let's say, what's the hardest part about being on an AFL list? Is it the diet? Is it the constant running, the regiment, having to hang out with the same blokes day in, day out? What's the hardest part?
I don't know. It's all like being a first year, everything's pretty like new and exciting, to be honest. But maybe if I had to say something, like getting up early. I like to sleep in, so maybe getting up early is probably the only thing. But once you're up and at 'em, it's not too bad. So, but to be honest, like everything's pretty good.
Welcome to real life, I'm afraid, big fella.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess as a first year, you can't really complain. You're living the dream. So, yeah, I can't really say much.
Yeah.
Probably, if early mornings.
Yeah.
But there was a few pre-season ones where it was like a 5:30 wake up, and I was like, yeah, this is going to hurt the arvo. But
pre-season swimming maybe was one thing that wasn't my favourite.
Can you both swim?
I can't really. I used to, but I haven't done it in a long time. But no,
have you got
really.
surfing?
Nah, not much of a surfer.
Okay.
Nah.
I come in bragging to Finney that I could beat Elijah in a race. So first day, I was unfit. I was coming back from a lung tear, and he's chucked me in the hardest group, 5-second returns on the 50 metres. I was like, oh no, I'm in trouble, yeah.
That first day, it was our first ever like session with the club, with the boys. Got rock up to the pool and they were doing this hard swimming session. I was like, what have I gotten myself into? And then afterwards we did these stretches, just stretching and stuff. And Harvey and Clay both just started feeling real lightheaded. I reckon Clay threw up as well.
Yeah, Clay threw up.
And then Harvey just felt like he was about to faint. So they both just were sitting down in the corner with Finney just consulting him, and they're just struggling.
I'm surprised Harley wasn't with him because he is an absolute hot swimmer. He was doing the old, I don't know, the doggy paddle.
Haven't they got water out at Tawny?
No.
Actually,
no, there's a river, yeah.
Yeah,
river, so... He would but he would only doggy paddle across the river, I reckon. So I can imagine that.
When you're putting your name up for draft and you know that if you get selected straight away and then you're automatically plunged into an AFL preseason program, are you ramping up your training from where you've come off to get there, or are you not even thinking about where my fitness level could possibly need to be at for the next phase? You're a bit different because you're almost dead.
Yeah,
but
I was on one leg, but it was probably a week before I was feeling a bit fat. So I went and did a 10K up randomly.
I think it's just going to shrink up.
Random 10K up.
Sweet, I'll have an 8-pack after this.
5-minute pace. Absolutely cooked me, but after that I felt like, yep, I'll go in there happy. But one day he cooked it after it because I ran on the road, so I'm sure Maddie won't be happy with that. But
that's a story of Gillbee, tell you that one. So when he got sent to fat camp, I think he went and just started riding everywhere and then just cooked his body big time. So he was riding on the day off and then coming to main training and couldn't train properly to then prove himself. Yeah. And they're like, you're just doing this all wrong. Yeah. Your heart's in the right place, but you're gassing it.
Yeah.
What about you? Did you make sure that you were coming in and chatting up?
Oh, well, because we had the combine.
Which you blitzed, didn't you?
Oh, I did all right. I was pretty happy with my 20 metre, to be fair.
Did you win it?
I won it. I didn't win it overall. I think I was second or third maybe. But I got DQ'd twice out of my 3 runs. So I remember I did my first run. And
for breaking it?
Yeah.
Or for not going as far?
So it was because they're really strict on you're not allowed to move back before you move forward. So I moved back a little bit just because it was natural. And I ran through and I was like, fire, that felt good. And they said it was, DQ. And I asked just out of curiosity, what was it? And they said it was 2.8. And I was like, far out. That would have been handy. Second one went again, didn't get it. Third one was real strict and finally got one. So, but I did prep for the combine, which was in I don't know, maybe October. And then, went that kind of got me prepared for the season, I reckon, the preseason, to be fair. But I didn't really do anything in particular apart from the combine prep.
All right. Boys, there's always an outside chance that you don't know where Thumper's absolutely gassed the cooking and we've just done this for nothing and just had a great chat. Yeah. But there's also a chance that the recording worked and we've just done a podcast and your first ever one. So I look forward to finding out the result of that in a couple of minutes. Thanks for your time. Gilbs, you've been amazing.
No, thank you, Thumper.
You've been good. Don't be too comfortable. That's a one-off for you. Where are the Waffle Boys this weekend?
We are here.
We're here, Perth. Yeah, finally. Back home.
Mate, you going to be all right?
Bit scared. No,
you're gonna come
should be good.
Mob.
Is it the day where it's 10 to 20 mil this Saturday?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Another wet
You're coaching under 9s, aren't you?
Sunday I am, so that's not even an excuse. I know I might come out and watch the boys.
Yeah.
So there we go.
All right. Thanks, boys. Appreciate your time. Go well on the
Thanks,
weekend.
guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, guys.